Good morning, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel and welcome to another day of triathlon training. I'm out today for a ride in the Peak District, which I'm especially buzzing about because it's looking like it's going to be a great day weather-wise. It is, however, still quite cold in the morning, so it's about 10 to 8 now, 5 to 8 in the morning, which meant I've had to wrap up, so I've still got a gilet and arm warmers on. I have gone for bare legs. Now, the plan for today is, firstly, my bottom bracket is still creaking. I'm absolutely at my wit's end with it. I spent quite a bit of time yesterday, greased the skewer, took the chain ring bolts off, greased them, put them back on, changed the rear wheel, still creaking, took the crank to bits, re-greased it, re-torqued it, you know, put it all back together, and it's still creaking. If anything, it's worse. So frustrating. It's a brand new bottom bracket as well, but it's exactly the same creak as it was before. Anyway, so because of that, and because of me still being a bit bunged up and wanting to keep a lid on it, I'm going to ride on my own today. I'm going to do the route that the club are doing. My plan was to get out like 10-15 minutes before them on the road. So I'm on my creaky canyon climbing bike today, and I put the frame bag on, and in the frame bag I've got the drone. So the plan was to get ahead on the road, stop on a nice climb just before the cafe, get some super sick drone shots of the crew, and then meet them at the cafe and then carry on my own spin afterwards. However, I'm not actually very far ahead of them, if at all. I think I'll go past the start point maybe 3 to 4 minutes before they start, so I think the fast group will definitely catch me. The second group maybe, but we'll see what happens. I just need to keep in zone 2, so I'm finding that any sort of intensity, I can't cope at the minute, so I'm just going to try and keep my own zones, and that's why I'm riding on my own. Anyway, hopefully see you later on for some super sick drone shots. Some days, some weeks, it's just not your day. It's just not your week. So I'm like 10 miles in, the lads have already, morning, you right? The lads have already gone flying past me and I've just got a front puncture. I mean, whatever. It's freezing as well. Anyway, let's get this changed. So I was just going to show you that I was going to spin home because I couldn't get the tyre seated properly. It looked like there's a little kink in the sidewall right next to the valve and it wouldn't sit properly. I just bent down to show you. I was like, yeah, if you just look, and it's flat again. What the hell? But you can still see it. It just wouldn't sit in properly. There, look. I faffed around for 5 or 10 minutes. It must be that's punctured the inner tube. You saw me, I had a good look around the inner tube. There's a couple of bits of glass in it, but nothing that had gone through the tyre. So anyway, I'm about, how many miles am I in? I don't know, 7.5. Liz is ringing me back. You know what I'm ringing for. Hello, Liz.
Hello, you alright?
No, well, I'm alright, yeah. I've punctured, I've changed it, and I've punctured again. Would you stick your bike in the taxi, come and pick me up, and then I'll drive you to on your route, and you can jump out the car and get in with your group, please? We might even make it back to the dentist or very shortly after.
Alright, yeah, that's fine.
I can't go anywhere, so I've only got one tube. Or both groups have already gone past me as well.
Alright, okay.
Thanks very much.
I'll be a little minute then, because obviously I've got to get everything organised.
What do you mean? You should have been leaving the house in 10 minutes.
Yeah, but what I mean is I've got to like pull the car forward, put the bag in the, you know, all that shit.
Okay, one job. Okay, thanks.
Right, bye.
Bye. Yeah, so both groups have already gone past. Obviously, if I'd have known that this had happened when another group came past, I could have got a tube off of somebody, but not to be. It's okay, I'll just break another 80mm valve tube that I'm now running out of. Liz is thankfully on her way. Hopefully she'll still get a ride in today, because she's supposed to be going out with a group that starts an hour after mine. So I don't want to ruin her ride, but I also don't want a 7-mile walking cleats. So thanks, Liz. Anyway, I'll see you when Liz gets here. Liz has never driven this car before. I forget you've never driven that car before. You're not coming anywhere near here then, will you?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's your first drive in the taxi?
Great.
Thanks, see you later.
Right, car's back.
Thank you.
See ya. Okay, so I'm back home. Liz has been out for a bike ride. She's back. I'm just watching what's unfolding in the garden. Rupert, oh, he's coming back in. He was wanting to say hello to the chickens. Elizabeth, how's your bike ride?
Yes, good, thank you.
Do you want to come a little bit closer so people feel like they engage with you?
Yeah, but I've actually forgot what I've done.
Okay, we've not got a clue of you. How are the chickens settling in?
Yeah, not too bad. The other two are being a bit bossy, chasing them a little bit, but on the whole they're okay. They've just got to establish the pecking order.
No pun intended.
Wow, what did I say?
Pecking order. Great work. I know what you did. You did about 35 miles, 3,000 some feet of climbing.
I did 34.3 miles and yes, just over 3,000 feet of climbing. So I missed probably about 14 miles in total having to take it. I know.
God, sorry about that. Anyway, let's have a quick look at my training for the last week. Okay then, let's have a look at this week's training. So the scores on the doors, I've done 13 hours and 22 minutes of training, which equate to a training stress score of 868. 1.5 hours of swimming, 7 hours on the bike, 4 hours and 50 of running, which was 31.9 miles. Absolutely no indoor training again this week. I think it's 5 weeks now since I've trained indoors. Great weather, so I made the most of it. So Monday, so you can see my weigh-ins are on the top and then the training is just below. So Monday I swam first thing, swam 2K. And then lunchtime I had a steady run. I think I actually pressed on a little bit there rather than taking it super steady. And then in the evening I went for a steady ride. And it was steady, but nearly 3 hours of endurance on a Monday night. That was a good ride. Tuesday took it a bit easier because of that big volume day on Monday. You needed to let the body recover a little bit. It was a really steady evening run with Triple Brutal James and a couple of others. That was good. So an hour and a half running, but it was really low intensity. So following on from that easier day, on Wednesday, I then swam in the morning. I tried to do 3 times 100 metre intervals, and that absolutely ended me. So I only swam 1K in total. That really hampered my swim. But in the evening, got out on the club ride. That was a hard ride. If you've watched the video from in the week, I was dropped left, right, and centre. But I really pushed on hard, and 144 TSS in 2 hours is a good little workout. Thursday again, so that ride was quite hard, so I took a bit of an easier day in terms of volume. So in the evening I just did a hill session with James and Liam. It wasn't a massive amount of running and a lot of steady running in between it, and I didn't run the intervals flat out, so it was enough to get a bit of training benefit from running up hills and hopefully a bit of strength, but not actually going too hard, so that was good. Friday morning, another swim. I bumped it up to half an hour of swimming, which was 1,500 metres. I was still feeling it a bit from Wednesday, to be honest, my arms. So, yeah, I'm perhaps going to ease myself in with the intervals rather than just going straight into it. And then Friday night, I came down this cold, sort of like Thursday, Friday. I can't remember exactly when. But Friday night was terrible, chain gang. So I still did an hour and 43, but that was more just to get the ride done than anything. I wasn't on the money power-wise at all. The Training Peaks achievements are heart rate, not power. I still normalised about 290 watts for the hour and 43, but I was sitting on the back of the group, so it was a sustained effort rather than like the spikes that chain gang should be. Saturday morning, ran with the local group, and that was an hour and 46, 12 miles. Off-road, a few hills, not too bad to be honest, and the going was okay. It was mainly off-road, it wasn't like proper off-road, it was just like fine gravel. Good run, my longest run for a long time. I need to get in that long run at the weekend because I've got a half marathon to run after a bike ride in a few weeks. The afternoon session, this was one that I dropped, so this should have been. I was really looking forward to it as well. So it was a 1 hour super easy spin, but with about 6 or 7 10-second max sprints, and I was wanting to work on that for crit racing, which I'm hoping to do a bit more of, as well as just having a chilled hour. But unfortunately, I just knocked it on the head because that run really wiped me out. I sort of bunged up and whatever. Do you mind?
Sorry, that's it now. I'm just cracking my eggs.
Thanks. Really bunged up on that, so I thought I'd let my body have a few hours recovery. And then today, Sunday, as you've seen, should have gone out for a long ride, but maybe it's a blessing in disguise. I'm not going to try and get another tube in and figure out what was wrong with it and get back out on the road. It's now like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to crack on with some stuff in the house, prepare myself for this week, plan some like running and swimming for this week, and focus on having a good week next week, because actually 13.5 hours training is plenty for me. That's absolutely plenty. As you can see as well, my weight is coming down nicely, so I'm down to 195 pounds, which is just under 89 kilos, so I'm like 88.5 kilos, something like that. Still a long way to go, but it's tracking in the right way. I'm now about 3 kilos down from a few weeks ago, so that is definitely a positive sign. But yeah, that is it for today's video, and it for today's training. Hope you've enjoyed that. I certainly enjoy sharing this and the ups and downs of a training week. I hope you can see that when I do days that are like swim, bike and run all in one day, sometimes I put those videos up and I think, oh, I'm like, it's a bit like showy off. You're like, oh, check me out, I can do all this training. The day after that, I am taking an easy day because I just cannot do that day in, day out. I don't understand how people who do that can do it. So I think this weekly summary just sort of shows that a bit better. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button down below. We're getting close to some events. Please hang in there. These videos will get better. I'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m.